Hello there, dear friends, and welcome. It's wonderful to have you here, especially those of you who have journeyed through life's winding roads for many decades. Today, I want to talk about the remarkable power of purpose, even when we're well past the age of 70. Some people believe that once you retire or slow down physically, the sense of purpose dissolves. But that's far from the truth. I'm here to share 6 ways that can spark a renewed sense of meaning and forward-looking hope in your life, no matter your age. Even if you feel like you've heard it all before, I invite you to settle in, maybe get a cup of tea, and keep an open mind, because new purpose can come from surprising places. And if you find yourself moved by these ideas, please like this video and consider subscribing. It's a small gesture that can help us continue reaching others, and I'd love to read your comments too. You can use the hashtag I've invented today, New Purpose, if you're ready to discover fresh meaning in your life. Let's begin by acknowledging something. Purpose is not something static. It evolves as you move from childhood to adulthood, and it can transform yet again in your later years. We often associate purpose with careers or parenthood, but the truth is, there's a depth of purpose that can emerge when you find yourself with more free time, more life experience, and possibly fewer obligations. You might ask yourself, is it too late to find a new purpose? Absolutely not. In fact, you now possess greater wisdom, patience, and clarity than you did decades ago. All these qualities can feed a brand new spark of meaning. With that in mind, let's explore the first of 6 ways that might lead you to a fulfilling sense of purpose. The first way is to embrace the power of giving back. You might wonder how that would give you purpose. Have you ever volunteered at a local community center or helped out at your place of worship? Perhaps you've mentored a younger person in their career or offered to guide a neighbor learning how to cook healthier meals. Each act of service, no matter how big or small, can awaken a profound sense of connection in you. After 70, many older adults say they feel invisible. But by giving back, you become not only visible, but essential. You become a guide, a source of inspiration, and sometimes a dear friend to a stranger in need. When you reach out, you're shining a light outward, and ironically, the light shines right back on you, illuminating meaning in your own life. If you've ever had that moment where you thought, I'm needed, you know the warmth it brings to your heart. As you think about how to share your gifts, you can consider local charities, reading programs for children, or maybe an animal shelter in need of gentle hands. In each of these avenues, your experience matters. You can find a new spark by focusing on how to help others minimize their struggles or simply brighten their day. It's a priceless feeling that fosters a deeper sense of purpose, and it's a powerful antidote to loneliness. The second way is to rediscover the excitement of learning. Sometimes people think, I'm too old to learn a new language or pick up a new instrument or even explore an online course. But that's simply not true. Learning can lift your mind out of the daily routine. It can remind you that there's still so much wonder in this world. At 70, you bring a treasury of life experience that makes some forms of learning even richer. Imagine signing up for a watercolor class where you don't just learn techniques, but also draw upon memories and feelings from decades of living, painting them gently onto the page. Or consider studying a new language, not because you must, but because it opens you up to another culture's music, films, and phrases that can be deeply inspiring. Maybe you'd like to learn about gardening or holistic health or genealogical research. Whatever the subject, the focus and curiosity that arise from learning can reinvigorate your spirit. When you dive into something unfamiliar at any age, you remind yourself that growth is continuous and that each day can bring a fresh spark of discovery. This renewal of curiosity often translates into seeing the world through new eyes, making your days feel meaningful and purposeful. The third way is to forge deeper relationships and meaningful connections. You might say, at 70, I already know who my friends are. Yet, there might be a neighbor you rarely speak with, or a community group you've been meaning to join but haven't found the time or energy to do so. Connecting with people, both old friends and new acquaintances, can open up a sense of belonging. You might be surprised at how wide your heart can expand when you share a meal, a story, or a heartfelt laugh with someone else. This is especially true if you've lost loved ones, or if your family has moved away and you find yourself with more solitary days than you'd like. For some, the challenge is making the first move. A phone call, a friendly wave, an offer to visit a local cafe. These small gestures can plant the seed of renewed purpose by nurturing emotional ties. Humans are, after all, naturally communal. Even an activity like taking a gentle walk in the park with a neighbor can remind you that there is warmth and connection to be found, even if you're in your 70s, 80s, or beyond. And as you deepen these relationships, you begin to see that your presence really matters to others. That validation can bolster your sense of purpose tremendously. The fourth way is to harness your creative side. Often, the older we get, the less time we spend painting, writing, crafting, or even telling stories. But creativity is a life force that doesn't care about your age. You might pick up crochet or start writing a memoir or look back at the poetry you once scribbled in your 20s. Your personal history can be a gold mine of ideas for art, stories, or simply reflection. Even something as simple as decorating your home with handmade items can bring a spark of pride and delight. Creativity can also be an outlet for emotions that might otherwise stay hidden. Sometimes it's easier to paint a picture that expresses hope or sadness than it is to explain those feelings in words. When you let your creative juices flow, you give voice to your life experience in a truly unique way. This process can be deeply meaningful because it merges self-expression with the wisdom of a long life. If you're watching this and thinking, "But I'm not an artist," remember that creativity takes many forms, from cooking to planting a garden, from storytelling to photographing your surroundings. Embrace what calls to you and let the process itself guide you toward renewed purpose. The fifth way is discussing and preserving your legacy. It can be a delicate topic, but thinking about how you want to be remembered and capturing your own history can be surprisingly uplifting. Perhaps you decide to write down your life stories in a journal, not just for yourself, but for your children, grandchildren, or other relatives. You can record recipes that were passed down in your family or reflect on important moments that shaped who you are today. This is not only a valuable gift to your loved ones or even your community, but also an opportunity for you to clarify your own life narrative. By finding patterns and lessons in your past, you might recognize your own strength and perseverance in ways you never fully appreciated. It's also an invitation to have deeper conversations with your family about their memories and perspectives. When you take these steps to preserve your legacy, you may realize, I have created something meaningful that goes on after me. That sense of continuity can anchor a profound sense of purpose. It reminds you that your story matters. And if you ever feel alone or insignificant, reviewing the life you've led can reignite the knowledge that you were and still are a vital thread in the tapestry of many lives. The sixth and final way is to cultivate mindfulness and gratitude. Purpose often flowers when we pause to recognize the richness of life's little details. After 70, you may be dealing with aches, pains, or worries that you didn't have before, and it can become easy to focus on what's going wrong. But mindfulness teaches us to pay close attention to each moment, to welcome a sense of calm as we breathe in and out. Simple joys, like the feel of sunshine on your skin, the laughter of a grandchild, or the taste of a warm meal, can take on a deeper glow when we truly attend to them. And practicing gratitude, actively recalling each day's small blessings, can be a powerful means of fueling your sense of purpose. Because when you're grateful, you acknowledge that life is still offering you gifts, that there are still moments of brightness, even on the grayest days. Sometimes all it takes is a few moments of deep breathing and a quiet reflection on what you appreciate. This attitude of mindfulness and gratitude can connect you to something larger than yourself, whether that something is nature, faith, or a community of like-minded souls. Purpose doesn't always have to involve grand gestures. Sometimes it emerges from the realization that life itself continues to be precious. Now let me take a moment to recap the 6 ways. First, giving back to the community. Second, embracing learning. Third, making new or deeper connections. Fourth, unleashing your creativity. Fifth, preserving your legacy. And sixth, practicing mindfulness and gratitude. Any one of these can serve as a strong foundation. When you put even 2 or 3 of these into practice, the synergy can be truly life-changing. I invite you to comment below if any of these ways speaks directly to you. Maybe you've been volunteering at a local charity, or maybe you've rediscovered painting. Let's inspire each other with our stories. Remember to use the hashtag #NewPurpose in your comment. As we near the end of our time together, I want to remind you that your purpose isn't behind you. It's right here, waiting to be uncovered or reshaped. Life beyond 70 can be a rich tapestry of growth, reflection, and service. The key is to open yourself to the possibilities. So take that first step, whether it's calling up a friend, signing up for a class, volunteering once a week, or simply starting a brief gratitude practice. You'd be amazed at how one little action can cascade into a fulfilling sense of meaning. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If you found value in these insights, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so we can journey onward together. And don't forget to share your thoughts below. I hope you feel inspired to find or renew your purpose. Until next time, I wish you days filled with curiosity, creativity, and connection. Take good care of yourselves